So one of the fun things we did when we were setting up, I have the second edition write-up of Strahd, and he has the fifth edition. I forget which one of these books.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get out.
I love just how wildly different the picture is.
Man, yeah, that's
got
Bela
like
Lugosi.
Yeah,
Bela Lugosi,
classic.
maybe even a little Ricardo Montalban.
Oh yeah,
very
the hairline,
stylish.
yeah,
very stylish.
So this will probably be one of the biggest differences we see as we go through Ravenloft in the different editions. Not that Strahd is weak or has been nerfed at all. He is still
so mean in both.
He's really mean. But you can definitely see in second edition that they were going for like evil.
What you also have to understand is in first and second edition, we killed characters continuously.
It was pretty much expected. Like
it was expected.
You had 1d4 of HP as a wizard, and that was it.
I have a folder right there, an inch thick.
This is all the dead characters.
Those are all my dead characters from over the years.
Yeah.
It's an inch thick folder. That's how many. They all say dead. So, anyway, we're going to do a real quick here. The second edition stats of Strahd compared to the fifth edition stats. And we're not saying one is better than the other. We're just looking at the changes. And in both systems, he's still a badass. He's not the guy you want to meet. So let's start off here. We got alignment.
Alignment, lawful evil.
Lawful evil. So law means I believe in the laws of the structure of a society over the individual's right. So very
Why
much.
wouldn't we? Is it society?
Well, that's it. And he upholds himself and his rules.
Right. So if he has a rule, he's going to follow it. Mm-hmm. That's Darth Vader. He believes in the structure of what the Emperor told him to go do, and that's what's going to happen. So it's going to happen. So here in second edition, they actually give him a class where he is a 16th level necromancer, also vampire. So in fifth edition, he doesn't have that kind of title.
They don't really do that as much in fifth edition,
which I was surprised.
Yeah,
I was very surprised that they didn't make him some type of magic user or something.
He does get. It does say he's a 9th level spellcaster. It just doesn't give him like a specific class or anything. It just gives him a small list of spells.
Right. And so let's start off with some of the easier ones. Armor class.
16.
Here's a 16 in 5th edition. When converted to 2nd edition stats of -1 to 5th edition, basically it's a 21. So a little harder to hit.
I think the number is, but I forgot. Did that one give you any like legendary actions though?
Well, legendary actions weren't.
That wasn't really a
legendary
thing.
Actions wasn't a thing.
No.
But he has 2 pages of I can do this also.
Yeah.
So, which is what the legendary actions basically were.
Yeah, they emulate. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him a 16 in this, but also once you hit him, you can just move.
So he has a movement of 12, but flying 18.
Just 30 feet flat.
30 feet.
So 6
flying
squares.
Or
right.
Yeah, flying or walking
is 30.
Yeah.
Okay, here it's 12, or flying is 18. So he's a little slower. He's an old man. He doesn't have a walker, but he's an old man.
Hey, show him the difference here, Mr. Producer, between what Strahd looked like 2nd edition art versus 5th edition art while they're going through this.
I
so
did
his
that already, but I will do it again.
His strength
18.
So in 2nd edition he was 1876, which is a percentage almost 19. So he's pretty strong. And this was kind of funny. We were talking about it earlier. So dexterity
18.
I got 16. Constitution
18.
17. Intel
20.
18. Wisdom
15.
Now
17.
Something to note there: 20 is the top for a stat in 5th edition. 18 was the top for a stat in
so both
2nd
maxed
edition.
out.
Yeah, and that's particularly because he started as a human.
Right.
So there were cases you could go beyond that, but for a human base, yeah, he was maxed out.
He was up there for sure. So let's do damage per attack. This is just straight punch, no vampiric, just straight punch.
Just straight punching with the fist deals 1d8 plus 4 slashing for an average of 8.
For an average of 8. So here it's a die 6 plus 4, plus 6 for the strength bonus, which makes a minimum of 11 points. Minimum of 11 points punching you.
So the fist itself, a little bit harder in that.
Yeah.
However, it does always hit in this one with just that extra necrotic damage. Which,
well, yeah, he also has the energy drain, plus spells, plus charm, plus this, plus that. It's all that kind of stuff. When we compared to spells earlier, second edition had more spells. However, fifth edition had a lot of more effects that were basically the spells turn into innate abilities that he can just do now. So there's definitely differences. You don't want to run into either one of them in a dark alley.
I don't think we touched on it. Did they still have regeneration in that for the vampires?
Yes. It would take me a moment to find the page that he is on, but it.
I don't think in second edition they did an effect like Child of the Night though.
No,
that takes a action to summon either swarms of bats, rats, or wolves, 3d6 of each, which can really, really affect the combat when you are just like, cool, there's 18 wolves here now. And I know in 5th edition at least, the regeneration, it's every turn at the start of your turn, unless you put Strahd in running water, which is one of the reasons it's very nice that Barovia has all these great waterways going through it.
Right.
Yeah, but he's so far away from any of them.
Yeah, but you have to kill him and behead him before you put a vampire in the running water. And that goes back to a lot of vampire legends, because the running water is considered to be pure.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember the movie. It was an old movie, but they had killed a vampire. They locked him up in a metal box, and they threw him in this river that was supposed to always run. Mm-hmm. And so his followers, years and years later, were going to resurrect the vampire. So the first thing they did was dynamite the cave that collapsed and stopped the water.
Dam up the river and
the river got dried. By the time they got down there to the box and they dug the box out, they opened it up, vampire comes out of the box. I mean, he was able to regenerate that fast, at least in the movies. Yeah. So.
Yeah, without running water or sunlight.
Yeah.
And then if you deal radiant damage, or damage from holy water, that's a way to stop it. But typically, Strahd will get back 20 hit points at the start of every one of his turns.
Nice. And he also gets to move whenever you hit him. So you hit him and he moves away, and then nobody else can hit him, so he heals.
Yeah, he gets 3 legendary actions each round, which are move, unarmed strike, bite taking 2. But honestly, with the spells that Strahd gets and all his like super cool abilities, move.
Yeah,
Just
take the movement action, summon 18 wolves.
That's 120 feet of be wherever I want every round. Awesome. Just awesome. It really lets him make use of 3 slots of polymorph pretty well.
Yeah, when everyone's like, hey, let's go fight a vampire, I'm like, why would you want to do that? Like, this is not a happy ending for anybody.
Oh. Except for maybe the DM, because it's so satisfying to get that moment where you bite a character on the neck and actually drop them to 0 and be like, you're true dead.